What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. In today's video, I'd like to give my score prediction for tomorrow's matchup between our Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned, I do want to give my score prediction for tomorrow's night's game. This game will be played on Sunday Night Football between our Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. The Falcons will be on the road for the first time this season. And we know that Minnesota is a very hostile environment, have one of the best home field advantages for the Minnesota Vikings. But I do believe the Atlanta Falcons will win this game by a score of 28-17. I really feel like the Falcons are going to be able to force a couple turnovers in this game against J.J. McCarthy, the young quarterback out of Michigan. This is his first official season starting, being that he got injured last season and he didn't play at all during the regular season last year for the Vikings. But we know that they do have a high-octane offense with guys like Aaron Jones in the backfield, with Justin Jefferson at that wide receiver position. They'll be without Jordan Addison, who's currently suspended, but they do have some other weapons and guys like Hawkinson at that tight end position. But they are battling a couple of different injuries. They will be without their tackle, Daryl Saul, in this game. They will be without Van Ginkel, one of their outside linebackers, who's a really good player as well, a versatile player. So they have a couple of injuries on that side of the ball, on defense and the offensive side of the ball for Minnesota, which should bode well for our Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons come into this game pretty healthy with guys like Drake London and guys like Darnell Mooney being back from that shoulder injury. That should bode well for Michael Penix Jr. and us being able to air the ball out. But I also expect Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier to have a better game on the ground than we had in week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I expect Michael Penix to be more comfortable with guys like Darnell Mooney back out there, a guy that can stretch the field. It's going to open up more running lanes because you have guys that can go out there and stretch the field, as guys like Kyle Pitts running down the seams, guys like Drake London and guys like Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod. We have a number of guys on this Atlanta Falcons offense. So I really feel like Michael Penix is going to be even better in his second game of the season. Now, I know that the Minnesota Vikings are one of the better defenses, or were one of the better defenses last season. They're really good with Brian Flores as that defensive coordinator, and Kevin O'Connell can throw a lot of different things at you on the offensive side of the ball. So Minnesota is very well coached and have a lot of players that can make plays. My biggest question mark for them is J.J. McCarthy really that franchise guy? And early in his career, can he be a guy similar to Michael Penix that can kind of carry the team and make all of the throws and make wise decisions? Personally, I think that J.J. McCarthy is possibly going to have a couple of turnovers in this game like he had against the Chicago Bears, where he threw a pick 6. And the question is going to be, can they come back from those turnovers? Last week, they proved that they could against the Chicago Bears. But the Chicago Bears are a team that's been up and down, especially on the offensive side of the ball, being that they have a first-year head coach in Ben Johnson, who is a really good offensive mind. But Caleb Williams is also a guy that's still young and going into his second season with the Chicago Bears. So I really feel like the Falcons are a little bit more solidified when you talk about the coaching staff. They're really familiar with these players because this is year 2 being in that Zach Robinson offense, and year 2 for Raheem Morris as the head coach. So I really feel like the Falcons have a little bit of a leg up when it comes to the offensive things of that nature, being that Michael Penix was able to play the last 3 games of last season, unlike J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of last season. So we're going to see how this game pans out. Personally, I feel like whichever team wins the turnover matchup or the turnover battle will win this game. Last week, it was a pretty clean game on both sides of the ball. The Buccaneers didn't turn it over, even though we had multiple opportunities to come up with interceptions. And the Atlanta Falcons didn't turn the ball over either. So We're going to see how this game pans out tomorrow on Sunday Night Football. But like I said, I expect the score to be 28-17. I think the Falcons come away with 2 interceptions in this game. Possibly one of the safeties, either Watts or Bates, or even A.J. Terrell possibly comes up with a turnover, or maybe even a strip sack in this game by one of our guys up front on the front 7. But I really feel like J.J. McCarthy is a guy who is not afraid of the moments and things of that nature. But sometimes when you're young and you're not afraid of the moment and you're a guy that's going to let it rip, when you have guys lurking in the back, on the back end, guys that are really savvy, guys like Jesse Bates, who I feel like is the best safety in the NFL. I remember him going up against Bryce Young his rookie season and coming away with 2 interceptions in that first game of the season against Carolina. So I could see this being the same thing with J.J. McCarthy. Jesse Bates is really good at baiting quarterbacks into making poor decisions with the ball. And I don't feel like the Falcons are going to drop the ball the way that they did last week, where guys like Caden Ellis had his hands on the ball, dropped it. Xavier Watts had his chance to make an interception, dropped it. Eventually, those plays that went against you are going to start going in your favor. And if the Falcons want to win this game, when the plays are there to be made, whether it's on offense or defense, we have to make the plays that are presented there to be made. Especially being on the road in a hostile environment, we're going to have to do a good job of getting out to a fast start to take the crowd out of the game. But it's all going to come down to if the Falcons can execute when they have opportunities at takeaways, when they have opportunities on offense. We have to capitalize on our opportunities. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this Atlanta Falcons score prediction. You guys give me your score prediction. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But if you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button for your boy. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Be blessed. Peace.